Hello everybody, Stringfellow here. I'm going to play some more Smite in the jungle, but with a warrior this time. His name is Osiris, and he is not an assassin. I'm going to go ahead and use the Bumba's Mask start for safety purposes, because I'm not used to this character very well, and I want to make sure I have maintaining some mana and health as I fight in the jungle. Now his clear from a starting point is better than a lot of the other gods that might be in this role. I'm kind of surprised by that, but it's a new god. They give him different abilities, so they'll appeal to different people. So I'm going to go ahead and play this warrior in this role and see if I can manage to do a respectable job here, because he does not have the same kind of highfalutin ults that Thor has and that Thanatos has. He does have a leap as his 4 ability here. It's a Lord of the Afterlife. He sheds fragments, gain the benefit of the passive, leaps forward, and it can do damage, or you can use it as an escape. And it reduces healing on them as well. I usually prefer as an escape. I'm going to be getting sprint early. Now this sickle strike is very similar in some ways to Thanatos' deal here, but this is a unique ability to cause damage. His 2, it's like a whirlwind of something. I'll show you here in a little bit. Look how fast he's clearing that. And then his health baps up. So let's look here at his 2. It's called the Spirit Flail. It's a ground target, affects enemies, radius is 15. I kind of like that. It does nice damage. If you have the sickle slow applied from the sickle strike, it causes additional increase of slow for 40% for 3 seconds. And it also gives you a speed buff, 20%. And the cooldown's 10 seconds, so that's not bad. So let's see how it applies damage in this radius here. Now you can see this is kind of like how Mercury's 1 works. So, you know, 52, 56 gods now. They are repeating a lot of the same concepts. And I guess that's just the way it has to be. But they're trying to put a unique spin on them. Now, again, I'm frustrated. I wish his sickle was an AoE that only stunned gods and not minions. But I wish it was AoE because, again, minions get in the way. And it's kind of a hard-to-hit skill shot. So I would appreciate it if it did do some area damage instead of single target. And again, it's just like Thanatos, except that it has different properties. But the execution is the same. There we go. Yeah, that's like that, gotta go fast. No, it's something. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to hit the C to give me some health. And this 3rd ability now, it's a tether, and this is kind of a complicated way to do it, and it reduces damage applied to me, and it slows them, and it will stun them in place, allowing me to auto attack them, hopefully to death. And I'll try to demonstrate that in some team fights. He's got an interesting kit, but it's awkward until you get the hang of it, I think. It's kind of like Janus or Janus or whatever you want to call him. He has an awkward kit until you learn it. Same thing with Scylla. So, alright, my buff has expired. Since you've got 2 here and 3 there, I'm going to go ahead and... Now, I would do this in a regular game. I would invade this speed buff in a regular game because of the circumstances. When you have 3 in one lane and 2 in the other, away from this area, that means your jungler's committed. So I would definitely get that and then bail. Wow, we're getting hammered. Okay, let me see if I can... Now, I'll try to show you this sickle thing. Alright, watch. I'll hit and apply it to him. Now, you see it's got his hook. See how slow he's moving? Now, I'll do the... Well, that just screwed me. Alright, now see this? Watch. Now, see how it stunned him in place? It's kind of awkward because of the positioning. But again, I hit him for that slow. And instantly, you see how slow he is. As a result, yeah, that didn't quite go well because of the trees in the way. The positioning of that attack, of that fight, was Now see it hit the minion, not her. The positioning of that fight was not optimal. Oh, there you go. Got that assist, babe. Okay, so the thing was, it was an awkward place to try to show you how that ability works, but I will try to continue to do that periodically and show you how it functions. It's a very interesting kit. The objective here is if you hit him with your 1, and then you apply that harness, or whatever you want to call it, the tether. So if you hit him with your strike and then your tether, you get compounded slows. And then if you hold that 3, if they're not able to move out of your tether, then they will stop and be stunned in place for a short period of time, which means that I can then auto-attack the crap out of them and hopefully get a kill. And that's why I need to build attack speed and chin size and stuff. So now see how his clear is good even without the power buff. So I'm still going to continue on here and just collect the gold. I'm doing well. I'm at level 6. I'm not optimal because that team fight took away from farm. And that's the thing. Sometimes as a jungler, depending on how your team is, you just have to stay in the jungle and farm, and get as much as you can, as fast as you can, so that you can keep up and build damage items and go after ganks. Sometimes it does not make sense when you have 3 or 4 people engaged in a team fight and you're splitting the experience that goes with that among those people. Now see here, look, you've got 4 people, or 3 people, right? I can't engage that right now. There's just no way. I'm hoping they don't come and invade this. Okay, let's see what's all right there. The mid camps are up. I've got enough for my boots, I think. It's just weird how our guys have 3 in the middle and they have 3 on the right. But again, if I wanted to, I can invade their jungle as a result of what's going on here. We're losing towers like crazy, though. So I'm going to have to just keep farming. My team is losing, and I'm just going to have to keep farming and defend the Phoenix if it gets to that point. Because they're just tearing apart every lane here in the game. Well, no, they're tearing apart the outside lanes. And our team's tearing apart the middle lane. So I guess there's some kind of pseudo-compromise, not compromise, but there is competing efforts. And I just need to get some damage on it. But I cannot resist farming as long as I have the opportunity, because you just never know when they're going to transition to mid lane and start hitting Phoenixes. Right now, they're not able to take those towers. And I like that. So I'm just going to farm a little more. I'm just going to grab this last Harpy camp, and then I'm going to go right back. And I'm going to buy some items, or an item, the boots. And then hopefully that'll end up working out. And I will be able to start inflicting some damage. You see, I'm level 8 and I only have 0, and 1. I'm not engaging hardcore here. You know, this is risky, but I'm going to get chin size first. I've got the gold, and I can start engaging right away. I won't get the movement speed, but I'm going to get the jungle buff for that. So I'm going to try to make this work. See, the jungle buff in the enemy camp is up. And I'll show you on the map here in the right side. You hear that beep in the blue? That's where it is. And I'm going to head in that general direction.
Your right tower is under attack.
And then that will help me engage. But the damage available from chin size this early is too great not to take advantage of. I went back and I had that level of damage right off the bat. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to invest in this now. The boots don't offer me as much. Alright, they're not coming in from that side. So I'm just going to try to take this. And then I will be good to go. See the attack speed, how already it's making a huge difference? Alright, now I can start engaging. I'm not even going to farm. I'm just going to straight, flat up engage. And I'm also going to get tier 1 boots, which will give me 6% more speed. There we go. Now between these two, it's the equivalent of having a full set of boots. No problem. Wow. Now I wish I had that in the air ult. Watch this. Watch. See how that stunned him in place? There, that's the slows. That's the kit right there. That's how the kit works. You hit him with that sickle, then you apply the damage with the 2, and then you hit the 3, and you just try to stay with him throughout that process. And what that will allow you to do is slow him enough so that you can apply these auto attacks. And that's why chin size is so important to this, because those auto attacks are what do the damage. And I have attack speed, and then I can get them for a percentage of their maximum health. I'm not making any penetration damage to that tower at all, so I'm just getting out of there. And now I almost have 700 gold. I'm going to go back right now and get the second tier boots, which gives me damage and attack speed. So now I have a good setup going. I'm glad I got chin size first, because it allowed me to secure 1 kill, and right there, that pays for the movement speed hit that I was taking. So and you look here, the speed buff is up in this half of the jungle. So since I was able to invade, I'm going to go after this. God, they just keep coming back, you know what I'm saying? They just keep coming back. Well, they got that, and they're not going to be able to take out... Yeah, they are. Jeez, they're going right for the Phoenix. Holy McMoly. And if there's more than one of them... Yeah, there is. I'm going to have a little... There's 3 of them. Oh, joy. Alright, now I scared him a little. I got a tiny bit of a stun off. Okay, and there's Sobek. Thank you, sir. I know it's under attack, and I'm almost dead. I need lifesteal. Wow. I gotta go back and heal. If that Sobek hadn't have come, I don't think I would have survived that. So I'm glad he came.